peeps, how are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, that's why I was going over here. How are we doing? Massive shout out. Okay, so we've got some new members, Natasha, Charm, Emma, and I want to give a shout out to our Facebook star peeps, Jen, Katrine, and Shell. Thank you so much, guys. So welcome to Mission 500. I don't have a particular plan today, just because, excuse the door, excuse my dogs. I didn't plan for this today because I wasn't sure whether I would actually get online, so hence why it's a little bit later. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on anyway, and I'm going to see who's going to be here. I'm going to see if you've got any questions or anything like that I can answer, and we'll go from there. So let me get up Facebook on my computer. I didn't want to not go, if you know what I mean. Didn't want to not come on to here today. I wanted to share and show you some love. Right, let me get the page up. Here we go. Let me know if you're here, guys. I can't bloody see a thing until this computer's loaded. Right, let's have a look. Alrighty. Oh, Joanna, let's get you on the board, my love. Thank you so much. Lovely. Cool. You are in for August, and now you're in for September. Going on the stars. Thank you. So awesome. I really appreciate that so much. So good. Cool. Alrighty, your name is on there. Right, let's get that pen back on. Cool. Okay, so got questions? Let's fire them at me. Hey Jennifer, how you doing? Hi Tanisha. Joanna says, I just got the silicone wrap. What a game changer. Oh my God. I am so happy that you are loving it. That's so cool. Actually, this is a good question with silicones, because somebody asked me earlier is what to wear on a bloody silicone pole. Great question, right? So I have trialed and errored lots of different leggings, and everybody is going to be different. So sometimes it is just trial and error. Now, if you're in the UK, I use a company called Bamboo Clothing. I'm sure they would deliver worldwide. I'm not sure on that though, but I'm sure they would. Bamboo Clothing, and the is called Enduro range. They are like my favorite leggings for pole. They are super tightly fitted so that there's less movement, because if you've got fabric that moves, you're going to find that it just twists around your leg when you're doing any pole work, and you're not going to feel as safe. But the tighter they are, the better they are. Okay, so if you're wondering what kind of leggings to use on a silicone pole, that is awesome. I find my leggings really sticky. Yes, sticking. They do really stick. So this is what I'm saying. If your leggings aren't fitted to you, and you've got a bit of, and they're quite loose or they're quite stretchy fabric, you don't want too much of a stretchy fabric either, because what you'll find, I remember doing this for the first time I used my silicone pole, you'll basically lose your trousers. So your clothing will stick to the pole and you'll just slide out. Quite often I've basically exposed my arse to the whole class. Yeah, so that can be fun and games. So it is finding the right stuff that's right for you. Now, there are some moves that I'm like, I can't get grip for shit in my leggings, and I will just have to wear bare skin. Of course I am. I just will have to expose my bare skin to be able to grip the pole, and sometimes then I just put the chrome pole up, because training bare skin on a silicone pole, not recommended. Not recommended. Anyway, so anyone else here, guys? Who else is here? There's a few more of you. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I've got a bit of a headache today. I don't think I'm drunk enough, hence why I'm drinking my water. So this could be a random one. Anyway, so one of the other things I'm sort of trying to think at the top of my head, like I said, I didn't actually plan for this session, so thank you for being here. What have you guys been up to anyway today? Have you been doing any polling, any training, any flexibility, strength stuff? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? Today I actually took my mum and my sister and my niece and nephew, because it's the last day of summer holidays for them today. They go back to school tomorrow. I just took them out for the day to a place called Lou. It's a good place, isn't it? And yeah, we had a fabulous time. So I was like, I didn't know what I was going to get back, but we're here, and I know I had to do a live in the weight loss group, because we've just started that one. So if you have joined and you want in on that, on the Mission 500, make sure you go and check out that replay and get your posts in there. Anyway, what I wanted to do, while I'm just setting you up here, is show you how to work on cross knee release, or sorry, not cross knee release, cross ankle release. But we can look at cross knee release if anybody wants to look at that. Cross ankle release. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't get grip for a cross ankle release. So I thought I would cover that one today as well. Randomly, okay, just chucking it out there for you. So internal rotation is what we're going to need for your cross knee, oh god, I keep calling that cross ankle release, okay? Cross ankle release. So cross ankle release is crossing at the ankles, cross knee release is bending one leg, okay? So we can touch a bit of both if you are struggling with that. But if you have any other questions, okay, so this is random, just fire them away and we'll get them covered. So let's talk about cross ankle. So let me show you what a cross ankle release is. If you can see me, if I don't tilt it up too high. Let's see. Okay, so cross ankle release. So what we want to think about, I'm going to take my socks off actually. Okay, so when you do a cross ankle release, you're crossing at your ankles, but if you just think about standing with your legs crossed and just try and put your hand through your gap of your legs, you may find actually you can do that. So what I want you to do now is think about, so I'm just going to turn this around a bit, is think about turning your knees to face towards each other. So now, as you cross your ankles, I want you to turn your knees in towards each other, okay? So normally, crossing in. Then try and put your hand back through your gap and really squeeze those legs together. You should find like, really tough. Does that make sense? So that's what we want to try and do on the pole. And that's what's going to give you a bit more secure grip when you lean back on your pole, okay, when you're trying to release your hands. Now, what I don't recommend, now some people actually take their hands beneath their butt first, but if you don't have the ab strength to bring you back up, you need to make sure you've got a get out dismount, if you like, okay, whether you handstand down, so make sure you're confident in a particular dismount before trying this and releasing all the way. I would always recommend actually trying to release and trying to hold so that you know you've got the ab strength there. If you just try and go all the way down, it's a little bit scary. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So let me just take my top off. So when you do that sit, we're going to internally rotate. Okay, so I'm just going to climb up the pole a little bit. I would usually do this from the floor. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it from the floor, just so that we can practice, okay? I didn't know if you could see me or not. So I'm going to go into a sit. Okay, I'm tilting to one side slightly. I'm going to cross my ankles, and then I'm going to internally rotate my knees, okay? Then I'm going to bring my legs up. Then I'm going to, from here, I'm going to see if I can lean back, and then I'm going to see if you can loosen your hands, and you're in this sit-up position, okay? So that's what I would aim for first. Now, what lots of people tend to make the mistake of is they try and keep too far upright, and then they end up like bouncing their hands, and they're like, oh, I can't do it. You actually do need to lean further away from the pole for you to be able to feel the legs are up, the butt is in, to be able to get that engagement to release, okay? So what I mean by that, okay, so if I'm here and I try and release, I'm like, okay, but if I lean back a little bit, squeeze, okay, engage this core, trying to sit up, squeeze, then I can release, I can take my hands down by my side, but I'm slightly further away from the pole, okay? So that's what I would recommend practicing before even lowering yourself down. Stay safe, guys, okay? Put a mat down, because if you can get that, you can lean all the way down. If you can hold that position, it's just lowering the top half. Your legs are holding you here. Does this make sense? So you're all right to go down. You can go back a little bit further then and try and crunch back up, okay? So once you've got that and you can hold it, so I'm going to go again. Oh. Okay, internal rotation, squeeze, leaning back, see if we can go down a little bit further, then crunch back up, grab the pole, okay? If you get stuck, if you start to lean away and then you get stuck, use the back of your legs. So if you're like, oh my God, I can't reach the pole, I'm going to fall, keep the squeezing, keep the internal rotation, but grab by your butt and then walk your hands up. Okay, so I'm here, and I'm like, oh my God, can't go. Grab, walk, 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 grab. Yeah? Does this make sense? Hopefully so. Let me see if you've got any questions on that. Does that help if anyone is working towards that move? That may give you the tips that you need to get that to get that safely. Okay, do it from the floor. Make sure you can hold it. Use a mat. Slowly go back a little bit. Don't go all the way. See if you can crunch back up. Okay, then go back a little bit further. Okay, and that's how you're going to build your strength up to be able to release and pull yourself back up without bailing any other way. Alrighty. Okay. Any questions about that? I finally hit gym after 6 days off. Well done. Personal best. Sometimes you just need a rest, don't you, Tanisha? Sometimes you just like, your body just needs a rest. And this is a really great topic, actually, is so many people think they have to go full power all day, every day to get any results. And actually, sometimes your body just needs to, you know what? I just need some time out. Just give me some time out. Give me a rest. And like Tanisha, you come back stronger and better, and then you get to have a personal best. So yeah, if you're feeling like you're fatiguing, or you're getting an injury or something, have time out, okay? Let your body repair. You're going to feel so much stronger for doing that. So that's so cool. It's really awesome. It helps so much when trying to do difficult moves. I got it from Aerial Essentials. Oh, you're talking about your wrap size large for 7 to 8 foot pole. Perfect. I spin on one side when I'm leaning back. How do I stop this? Okay, so generally, if you are spinning, you haven't got your legs high enough, Jennifer. That's usually what happens. So if you have one side that you spin more than the other, whichever side, just check both. So go and do the side that you feel comfortable with and feel or see and feel how high your legs are. Because if you haven't got your legs up high, if you haven't got your legs up and you're not pushing your butt into the pole, that's when you tend to spin. So when is it probably your weaker side that you're struggling with? It might be that you just haven't got those legs up high enough to get the butt in. So just double check that. But I think once you get those, imagine you're trying to get those legs even higher. So cross and rotate, and then get those legs up so you're pushing the butt in as you're leaning back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then once you've got that position, you shouldn't spin because you've got all the contacts that you need with your butt. If that butt isn't fully pressed in because your legs aren't high enough, that's when the spin usually happens. But I'd be interested to know how you get on with that and whether that does stop the spin. So just make sure that you're stopping at each point rather than just crossing and trying to release right away. Get the legs as high as you can first, squeeze, and then engage the abs, and then see if you can release, and hopefully that'll stop your spinning. How do I work on spins with one hand? Example, the Juliet spin. So with the Juliet spin, it really depends on your shoulder mobility as well. Shoulder mobility, the shoulder, there's quite a lot of shoulder. Well, you need good shoulder mobility to do a Juliet, because basically like a twisted grip. So making sure you have that range of motion in that shoulder is going to be really important for Juliet. If you have that, and you've got the other hand down. So Juliet's great, but you can also have the outside hand onto the pole as well, and then work on loosening the hand. But you can work on other one-handed spins first. So how are you with your other spins? So for example, just go back to even more beginner, like a front hook spin. So, are you doing this on static or spin pole? Let me know. Either way, like, should be doing, hopefully you're doing both, like we talked about the other day. So if I like spin, because I'm using my spin pole. So so make sure that you're comfortable with doing your basic spins rather than trying to do anything more higher level without, when you're working towards one-handed. So start off with like a front hook spin. So start off with a normal, as you normally would for a front hook spin. And then pull the shoulder down, so pulling the pole down with your inside hand. And then slowly release the hand. And then you can extend the hand away. And then grab the arm onto the pole and then come down. So you can start to build it up that way. Then when you feel comfortable, we can go straight into holding, hooking, pushing, extending, pulling the pole down, pushing off into your front hook spin without placing that outside hand on at all. So that is one really awesome way to build your strength up. Again, depending on the move, like Juliet spin on a spinning pole, like if you pull it away too much, your hand is just going to feel like it wants to come off. So just making sure you've got all your contact points. And like I said, place the outside hand on first. So when you're going into your Juliet spin, I've got that hand on to hook, then you can release. Does this make sense? Let me see if that answers your question. Let's see. Let me put you back over here. Spin. Yeah, so if you're doing it on spin, make sure you work on the beginner spins first. How do you find the, like, have you done the front hook spins or anything like that? I think front hook spin is probably the easiest one to work towards one-handed, like one-handed move or one-handed spins. And then you can work on maybe doing, you can do your back hook spin. Chair spin is another tricky one as well that you can do. So you can also do fireman spin. You can do actually a fireman spin without placing the outside hand on as well. So do all the basic beginner spins without using the outside hand. In the developmental module of UPP, we look at that anyway. So you'll learn those you'll learn the moves basically in foundation, and then in developmental, we work on the one-handed versions as well. So if you haven't got to that yet, it's all to come. Let's see. Guys, it's not just me. I don't know what not me then. I'll try it on Thursday training day. Okay, cool. Yes. I'm assuming you're talking about the cross ankle release there, Jennifer, spinning on one side. Makes much sense. Cool. Yes, I do. See, if you do those very well, so can you do it without placing the outside hand on? Is it just your Juliet spin that you're struggling with? Let me know. And let's also make sure we have that shoulder mobility to be able to hold that position for Juliet, because like I said, it is a bit more of a twisty, shouldery one. Me too. And what Kelly just said about front hook with one hand. Cool. Okay, so let me know how so it's just Juliet. So I would love, Joanna, I can't remember if you're UPP, if you've got access to coaches, book in for coaching, and let's have a little look at your shoulder mobility, because some people, if they don't have very good shoulders, they're not able to get directly in front of the pole, get over here, and then what will happen is this. And then if you haven't got great shoulders, you're not going to be able to get a really good hook. So again, it's really hard without seeing. So I would definitely post a video so we can have a little look to actually see what is going on, whether it's your positioning, whether it is mobility work, whether it's a strength issue, what actually is the issue, because it could be quite a lot with that one. Yeah, so let me know if that makes sense. But yeah, we're happy to help you. Happy to help you. Just need to see it a little bit to be able to help you a bit further rather than just guess. Okay, cool. Any other questions with that? Okay, I'm going to write this down so I can make sure that I add this info to the email as well. So we've had a look at cross, ankle, release, one hand, spins. Any others? Are we all good? Are we all good? If you're all good, fantastic. Let me know if you want me to cover anything specific tomorrow. Otherwise, I will create an event for it. Cool. Right. All right then. Well, if you have no other questions, no problem at all. I will see you tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow evening. Yeah. Have a really awesome evening. I keep feeling like I'm just saying evening. I need to go to bed. I think my headache's just doing my head in. So I will see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining. Obviously, this was very sporadic. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.